And welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Thomas Moore, and we are continuing with our 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Today we'll be looking at law number 4, the law of navigation. And the law of navigation says anyone can steer the ship, but it takes a leader to chart the course. Often, leadership is described in two terms. There is what is called the art form of leadership, and then there is the technical form of leadership. The law of navigation is a technical form of leadership. It is very tangible. It is point A to point B to point C. For example, the law of intuition or the law of timing is art form of leadership. It is much more subjective. It is much harder to get your hands around it. Jack Welch was exactly right when he said, "A good leader remains focused. Controlling your destination is better than being controlled by it." So let me tell you a story. A man in a hot air balloon realized that he was lost. He reduced altitude and spotted a woman below. He descended a bit more and he shouted, "Excuse me, can you help me? I promised a friend I would meet him an hour ago, but I don't know where I am." The woman below replied, "You're in a hot air balloon, hovering approximately 30 feet above the ground. You are between 40 and 41 degrees north latitude and between 59 and 60 degrees west longitude. You must be an engineer," he said to her. "I am," replied the woman. "How did you know?" "Well," answered the balloonist, "everything you told me is technically correct, but I have no idea what to make of your information. And the fact is, I'm still lost. Frankly, you have not been much help at all. If anything, you have delayed my trip." The woman below responded, "You must be in management." "I am," replied the balloonist. "How did you know?" "Well," said the woman, "you don't know where you are and where you're going. You have risen to where you are due to a large quantity of hot air. You made a promise which you have no idea how to keep, and you expect people beneath you to solve your problems. And the fact is, you are in exactly the same position you were before we met. But now, somehow, it is my fault." When we think about navigating from point to another, there is one thing we must understand. That is, if anyone is going to be a good leader in navigating, you must first know where you are. When you look at your leader, you want to know he or she knows where they are and where they are going. First, a leader is one who sees more than others see. This is part of leadership. What do leaders do? They see the big picture. Second, a leader is one who sees farther than others see. A leader is one who can look out and see distant horizons and has great vision. And third, a leader is one who sees before others see. It is also a timing issue. One of the qualities of a leader is you put them in a room and they sense things quicker than others. It is not that they are smarter. It is the fact that they sense a need before others. They sense an opportunity before others. What do the leaders do? Especially if you are a good navigating leader, you see more than others see, you see farther than others see, and you see before others see. That is what good leaders do. Bill Esom said once, "Realistic leaders are objective enough to minimize illusions." They understand that self-deception can cost them their vision. Max Dupree said this, the number one responsibility of a leader is to define reality. Great navigational leaders are highly realistic because they realize they have the responsibility of taking others on a trip where they have never gone before. And they understand they have to have experience and success. Think about this for a moment. There is a world of difference between a travel agent and a tour guide. A travel agent gets your tickets for you, and they get brochures for you, and they send you on a trip. They send you on a trip to places they have never been before. A tour guide, once you get to the place the travel agent sent you, says, I'm going to take you to a place I have been to many times before. Great navigating leaders are leaders who have been there and done that. This is not out of boredom, but out of excitement that they can take others along on a journey. Jim Whittaker was the first person to climb Mount Everest. He was once asked, what is the one thing you are most proud of in terms of Mount Everest? He said, the one thing I'm most proud of is I have taken more people to the top of Mount Everest than any other person. This is a person who is a true navigator. He wasn't just a been there, done that person. His joy was taking other people to the top. That is what navigators do. Have you ever heard the phrase, it's lonely at the top? When someone says that, we often think it is a leader saying it. Think about this. If you are lonely at the top, you are not leading anyone. If you are at the top and you're all alone, get off the top, go down to where the people are. Go down and find your team and take your team to the top with you. That is what leaders do. Here is a wonderful step-by-step process on how to plan ahead. This process is based on the English word plan ahead. You will still be able to understand the process. Number one is P for predetermine your course of action. As a leader, what do I do? The first thing I do is determine where do I want to go. I do not wait on others to say, let's go somewhere. Leaders predetermine. They think before others do. They see before others do. L, lay out your goals. Basically, goals are nothing more than stepping stones. They are a process. You set a primary goal. Then you need to identify the smaller goals you will need to get to in order to reach your primary goal. A, adjust your priorities. As soon as you lay out your goals, you will need to adjust your priorities. Every time you lay out your goals, you must adjust your priorities because you're doing things that will never get you to your primary goal. N, notify key personnel. Communication is extremely important. Take your key personnel, your team, and talk to them. Share your vision with them. When you do this, you will get feedback on your vision, and they will be able to help get to the primary goal of your vision. Every time you give something to your team, they give it back to you at a higher level. They take and stretch and grow you. A, allow time for acceptance. People change slowly. Give them time to digest and process in their own mind what you have given them. H, head into action. Get going. Don't continue to wait on others or to put off things because of obstacles. E, expect problems. As soon as you get going, you will no doubt run into obstacles and problems. The moment you create movement in the organization, the moment you take action, expect problems. Remember, motion causes friction. The moment you head into action, someone will realize they're going to have to make changes. A, always point to your successes. Why? Because you have someone in your organization who will point to your failures. By pointing out your successes, it gives people hope. It encourages them. And D, daily review your progress. Sit down and figure out how you are doing. Are you farther along today than yesterday? The secret to the law of navigation is preparation. The best navigation leaders are those who spend the time preparing themselves so they can effectively take their people on the trip. And I pray that you enjoy your trip with your people. Goodbye.